ask me how I know, and I'll tell you so. She used to be my girl.
Jaheim Hoagland went from living in the projects to releasing platinum albums. With a voice reminiscent of a young Teddy Pendergrass and Luther Vandross, Jaheim was also labeled the male version of Mary J. Blige. He was on his way to becoming one of the best R&B soul singers of his generation. But the New Jersey native's popularity has diminished in recent years. Here's what really happened to his career. Jaheim was born in New Brunswick, New Jersey, and was raised in the Memorial Parkway Public Housing Project. He told Dub CNN that growing up in the projects was a disaster. When he was 2 years old, his father passed away. His mom, Julie, raised Jaheim and his two brothers with some help from their tight-knit family that included Jaheim's grandfather, the late soul singer Hoagie Lands. He told Dub CNN that while growing up in the projects, he got into a lot of trouble by following the footsteps of the older guys in the neighborhood. He got locked up on a charge, and that's when he really began contemplating the direction of his life. One day, he headed to a recording studio with some of the guys from his neighborhood. He hopped into the booth and sang a rendition of Luther Vandross's Never Too Much over a club beat. Everyone loved the track, and Jaheim told Essence it encouraged him to leave the streets behind and focus on his singing. At the age of 15, he performed the Luther song A House Is Not a Home at the Apollo Theater and was crowned the winner 3 times. He thought he was on his way to becoming a big star. A lot of people started to reach out to him to get him to sign to their label, but none of these deals panned out. When he turned 16, he experienced the greatest heartbreak when his mother Julie passed away, and Jaheim slipped back into old habits and got locked up over and over again during a 6-year time period. His life completely changed when his demo landed in the hands of DJ KG of Naughty by Nature. Jaheim was signed to KG's Divine Mill Records and released his first album, Ghetto Love, in 2001. With his soulful voice paired with his baggy clothes and diamond chains, Jaheim was affectionately labeled the Thug of R&B. In 2002, he released Still Ghetto, which included the platinum song Put That Woman First. Jaheim said the song was inspired by his own relationships and the relationships that his mom went through. Fans were connecting with his raw lyrics and his powerful voice, and they couldn't wait for him to come back with a third album. But life got in the way. On June 14, 2004, Jaheim was outside of a 7-Eleven convenience store in Hillsborough Township, New Jersey, when he was approached by an officer. He was charged with having 50 grams or less of a substance in his car and for resisting the officer's orders, and was sentenced to 90 days behind bars. Jaheim appealed the conviction in 2005, and a judge tossed out his charges after it was discovered the officer didn't have the right to search his vehicle. He was still placed under 2 years of probation, was ordered to attend an anger management program, and was required to write an apology letter to the officer for acting out at the time of his arrest. But in the end, Jaheim was just happy that his substance conviction was reversed. His troubles were far from over, though. In 2005, he was driving his luxury vehicle when he was hit by a tractor trailer. His car was totaled, and years after the accident, he told R&B Philly website that he was still recovering from the accident. He had good days and bad days, and he would sometimes experience a bad twitch in his neck. He visited a chiropractor, but because he was always so busy handling his career, he never gave his body the opportunity to fully heal. He couldn't keep his fans waiting, and thankfully he had built a recording studio inside his New Jersey house. He got to work and began writing and co-producing his third album, which he entitled Ghetto Classics. He told Dub CNN website he picked that name because he loved the ghetto so much. The album was released in 2006, and it continued with the theme of chronicling inner-city life. It became his first #1 album after it sold over 150,000 copies in its first week. In 2007, he left Divine Mill Records behind and signed with Atlantic. Under his new contract, he was asked to record the DJ Don't remix alongside Gerald Levert for Tyler Perry's film Why Did I Get Married? That same year, he released his fourth album, The Makings of a Man. His song Never peaked at number 76 on the Billboard Hot 100, and it appeared that people were growing tired of Jaheim's music offerings. Pop Matters website said his songs about hustling and paternity disputes sound tired and cliché. He told Billboard magazine in 2007 that he was going to star in a Paramount film based on a true story. As of 2019, that movie has yet to be released. Music was still his #1 passion, and he told Billboard he planned on being a professional singer for at least the next 30 years. So he headed back into the studio to work on his next project. In 2010, he released the album Another Round, which included the hit song Finding My Way Back.
So I am on my way back to you, baby.
The heartfelt track, which borrowed elements from early 70s soul music, was a fan favorite. Even though the song only reached number 95 on the Billboard Hot 100, Jaheim received 3 Grammy nominations. 2010 brought more issues for the singer. Just months after Another Round was released, he was pulled over in New Jersey for driving 65 miles per hour in a 35 miles per hour zone. Officers could smell a strong odor coming from the vehicle. After Jaheim gave them consent to search, they located a substance underneath his driver's seat, according to NewJersey.com. This incident led many to believe Jaheim had bigger demons he was battling. And just like that, he disappeared from the limelight again. In 2013, he reappeared with the album Appreciation Day. Jaheim told Magic 102.3 radio station that the title track, Age Ain't a Factor, was inspired by a lost love. Sadly, the album was a flop. He relaunched his own record label called Julie's Dream Music Group in 2014. His label signed a deal in conjunction with BMG Records, and in 2016, he released his 7th studio album entitled Struggle Love. He also debuted a new look, which didn't go over well with the public. Charlemagne of The Breakfast Club crowned Jaheim the Donkey of the Day for his new hairstyle. Jaheim tried to defend himself with a bunch of clapbacks, but that only led to more ridicule from online users. It wasn't the first time he was bashed online. When he showed up to Whitney Houston's funeral in this outfit, he was clowned all over the internet. Jaheim was also reportedly denied access inside, but he still received a lot of love from fans who were standing outside of the event. Jaheim basically disappeared from the mainstream music scene up until March 2019. An Instagram user named Gordon Davis reached out to flyheight.com and said he got into an Uber outside of his Atlanta hotel and Jaheim was behind the wheel. The man claimed Jaheim told him he was in Atlanta for a few days visiting a relative and ran out of money, so he decided to drive Uber in order to make enough cash to make it back home. This story led many to believe the singer had fallen on hard times. However, Vin Rock of Naughty by Nature told Heavy.com the story was fake news from an uncredited blog. He added that Jaheim could easily bring home $15,000 a week from performing, so why would he need to drive for Uber? Expressing himself through music is one of Jaheim's greatest talents. He told All Hip Hop he made good money performing his songs on the road, but he got paid, quote, basically nothing for all the albums he released. He told Page Six in 2017 he was happy with his new position in the industry. He was still running his own label and had better control over his music. He said, "I love the business, I just don't like certain people in the business." Pushing away from the industry also brought about a new lifestyle change. In 2018, he revealed lighter colored hair and a smaller frame. And once again, Jaheim was mocked for his appearance. He took to his Instagram to say his new look had nothing to do with substances. In fact, he had given all those things up some years prior. He attributed his weight loss to his new meat-free diet. He even shared a cooking tutorial that included whole banana peels. Jaheim has been questioned about his preference since he stepped out on the scene. During an interview with Sway at Hot 97, he began throwing equipment around when his alleged relationships with other men were brought into question. When All Hip Hop asked him why he reacted so strongly, he said he was young at the time and he now realizes that people were only saying those things to make him act out of character. Rumors about Jaheim's behavior have floated around the industry for years. Singer Selena Johnson said she almost got into a physical altercation with Jaheim back in 2005 over a song credit. And radio host Russ Parr said when he asked Jaheim to stop talking over other people and dominating their interview, Jaheim allegedly knocked over the microphone and hit a table before storming out. It seems like all Jaheim wants is the respect that he deserves. He told Essence magazine, "I want to be known for giving something to the game." And his fans are ready and willing to support him all the way. Sadly, there appears to be some turmoil on the business side of things. In June 2019, he was reportedly a no-show 3 nights in a row at a St. Louis music festival. With no official explanation given, concert goers were offered refunds. He was featured on Angie Stone's 2019 album Full Circle, but we're unsure when Jaheim will deliver another studio album of his own. In July 2019, he released a statement on his Instagram stating he won't be performing anytime soon. He wrote, "I'm changing a few things, then we shall meet again." With over 5 million records sold worldwide and numerous Grammy, Soul Train, and American Music Award nominations, Jaheim's music speaks for itself. While he's no longer as prominent in the music industry as before, he deserves to be celebrated and honored for giving us so many classic hits.
You went away, now my life is filled with rainy days. I love you so, how much you'll never know. You took yourself away from me.